Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I want to say thanks to Mrs. Kusuma for giving me this special opportunity to deliver my speech. My salawat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who have brought us from the darkness to this brightness. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Harnes Septy Andini, and I'm here before you all to deliver my speech. But before we start, I want to ask you about two questions first. The first question is, do you want to become an English teacher? If you say yes, have you prepared everything to become an English teacher? So, for the answer, I have prepared some material that about the question that I asked you before, with the topic how to get prepared to become an English teacher in the future. As student majoring in English education department, it's certain that many of us decide to become an English teachers because it fits perfectly into our department. Besides, English teachers also have many promising job prospects and good career. As we know, English is international language, so English teacher will always be needed to teach in school or in the courses. And let's get into it. The first preparation is prepare yourself. Why we should prepare ourselves is, it's because if we don't ready, how are we going to do, right? And prepare ourselves, it doesn't mean just prepare the body, but also prepare our skill and our knowledge. And there are 4 skills that English teacher must have, such as listening skill, speaking skill, reading skill, and writing skill. To be more clear, I will discuss them one by one. Start from listening skill. As a teacher, listening skill are the initial skill that English teacher must be mastered. It's because just like learning some other tongue, we must start by listening to the conversation of native speakers. And of course, how we can teach if the teacher doesn't know about the English word that I heard. And about this, I will give you some tips to improve your listening skills. You can try the listening more about native speaker conversation. Just find in YouTube or podcast, and then you can try to watch your favorite English movie without subtitle. The second skill is speaking skill. It can be said that the listening skill is the input, so the speaking skill is the output. And actually, if your listening skills are good, your speaking skills are good too. But actually, reality doesn't say so. And many of us still can't speak English fluently. Of course, there is some reason, such as we don't have any confidence while speaking in English. When we try to speak in English, it's certain that not everyone will fine. There is some people will say that we are weird, your pronunciation is bad, don't act like you are frightened. And I think that is pretty with the reality. The second reason, there is no friend to talk to. It's difficult thing to find that someone who dare speak in English. And for this, I will give you some tips to improve your speaking skill. And you can try this. The first one is just speak. You don't have to be scared. Just speak. Don't listen about everything people say. And you can speak in your bedroom. Just look the door and try speak in front of the mirror. You can take everyone in front of you and try to describe them. So we move to the third skills. There is reading skill. And in my opinion, there is 2 reasons why we can be master this skill. Because we are lazy to read and we have no time to read. So let's try to improve our reading skill. by read a lot. You can find everything about English text in internet, or you can read your novel, and you can read newspaper or magazine, and set aside to read. It's not too be long, just 15 minutes in the beginning of the day or before you sleep. And I think will help to improve our reading skill. We move on the fourth skill, writing skill. Unfortunately, because we don't like to read, we don't have any interest in writing, both of Indonesian or in English. So, to improve our writing skill, we must write a lot. Just write a lot. You can start by write your diary, your daily life, or your captions in your Instagram posts, and you can try to write everything in English, just writing, like free writing. And there is the skill that English teacher must have, so we should prepare it from now. And after we discuss about the skill that we must be master, we move on to the skill that's very important too. Teaching skill. As a teacher, you should have developed somebody's subject knowledge and maybe their mind personality. So you should have confidence, you should be able to work in a group, you can be deal with anything problem, and you can motivate your student. And about that, there is the best and the worst of teaching. What the best can happen? And for the best, you will get total enthusiastic about the subject that you love, and you can may have interesting that push you to think on your feet and expand to your own mind. And utilizable student blossom and manage to get the outcome they need. So, what about the worst can happen? The worst can happen. A lot of outside work may be needed to mark work or prepare serious about the session. And of course, not all your students will be enthusiastic. In the future, it can be thoroughly or done right route, so we need the lesson plan. We're going to the third preparation. Lesson plan. Why do we have prepared a lesson plan? And what is lesson plan? A lesson plan is study plan or the material that you will convey to your student. Usually, in a formal school, teachers have to make some lesson plan based on the existing curriculum. And we also have to make it as interesting as possible so that the student will be enthusiastic to joining the class. For example, we will try to convey them about the material vocab. We can look for the sentences that are not too long, but it contain interesting story content. So, we can try to find that story of especially if we students are children and teenagers, and I suggest you don't give your student too much homework later, especially for just formality. You can try to replace their homework with the tasks that's sweet on there, such as telling her daily life, reviewing about their favorite film, or it could also try to telling the meaning of the song that they hear. And later Being an English teacher is a non-difficult thing if we can master the skill and see the opportunities. And teaching English is not just about giving everyday vocab, grammar, or translating sentence, but also in real life, speaking is not as simple as we learn in a class. So, if we already to become an English teacher, we have to teach our students from the general to the detail. And the last tips, if give a lot practice than the theories. Ladies and gentlemen, our time is over, and I say thanks a lot to be my great attention, and I apologize for any mistakes. There is enough for me. Wassalamualaikum